they put me in the back of an ambulance and put me on a straitjacket with the handcuffs on. I was like, what the fuck? So I was looking at this guy in the back of an ambulance and I was sitting like strapped to a chair with handcuffs on. And I was like, that's what it was like. I was like, what the fuck? I was looking around. I was like, what? I was like, mate. I was looking at the guy in the back of the ambulance. I was like, mate, this is unnecessary. He was like, it's just procedure. I was like, procedure for what? What for?
Sippers get ready. When people get ready. Sippers get ready for tea with me.
Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd, featuring not one but two guests. We got a bonus guest on this episode. It's a great time. Before we get stuck into the meat, bones and guts of this episode, let me tell you that over on patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast, it's all happening. The link's in the description. Bonus episodes every Monday. Live stream episodes every Friday with some of your favourite comedians. We do karaoke at the end. We've got Friday Karaoke Club. We've got specials on there. You can go back and listen to 17,000 hours of content. Also, we are doing Tea With Me live in the Waterfront Hall on the 29th of November with special guests. I don't know by this time if we've announced the second one, but if we haven't, forget I said anything. Okay, Fossey, it's okay, man. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. You're worried Dan's going to spank you. Not worried. So, yeah, we've got that. Also, we will be in New York. We're going to take over the Big Apple for a weekend. Friday the 23rd, Saturday 24th of May, coming up really soon. Friday, we're doing 2 stand-up shows in the Dead Rabbit. MC by Katie Boyle, closed by me, with our 2 Tea With Me regular guests that are coming over. One of them is one of them you might have seen on TV recently, wrecking a house, and the other one has probably robbed your house, and he likes wrestling and Cheryl Cole. So, is that all I gotta say? And then we're doing stand-up. We're doing a podcast in the Stand Comedy Club the next day on Saturday the 24th or something of May. It's all good. We are sponsored by none other than Manscaped. Boy oh boy, am I excited to tell you about this. Manscaped are the number one in men's below the belt grooming. They're not like these nerds at Gillette who are just like face and neck, you know? Or who are some of these other posers? Phillips? You don't want your grooming products coming from a guy called Philip. You want the Manscaped crew on the case. These guys have it all. Your dick, balls and groin will never look better than when you use Manscaped. Plus, they got all the face stuff too. They've got colognes, they've got little packages they put together. They have some incredible products. You said to someone back in 2013, there'll be a time in the future where there's a company that will sell you toner for your balls or deodorant for your balls. You'd say, oh my God, that's wild. But Manscaped have only gone and done it. They are weird. It's a weird thing that they do, but it's just incredible. And when we go to New York, you can bet your bottom dollar that we will be Manscaped up. We'll be in Times Square shaving each other up. We'll be at the top of the Statue of Liberty, using a weed whacker in Dan's ear. Dan the kind of guy to use Manscaped products in the Statue of Liberty. He's not in the room, so we're just being giddy and saying that. Oh, he's panicking. You want to do it? Okay. He's getting all flustered. Dan the kind of guy to make Frosty flustered. This episode sees me joined by a huge Tea With Me favourite, Sean McComb, aka Bang Bang Gravy Chip, aka The Public Nuisance, aka Shawnee Mac. Now, Sean fought a few weeks ago now in New York and fought a fighter way higher up the world rankings than him, someone near the very top. And I think everyone can agree Sean was like robbed of a decision. And huge controversy, but just another controversy in the long line of decisions in boxing. And I was gutted for him. I think everyone I know that's into boxing was gutted for him because he deserves every success. He's a great guy and a great boxer, and he won his fight but somehow got the decision against him. So we want to talk a little bit about that, and then about the comedian's charity boxing. And when I tell you he's got a wild story that happened to him just after his fight in New York, I mean a wild story. I mean, wilder than anything that happened with Ryan Garcia's fight. So we... Oh, no. What do you...
Do your reads. Do your reads, mate.
Yeah. Have you seen that film, The Whale, with Brendan Fraser? That's only because you body shamed me earlier. Can I say something? You look great. I wish you didn't, but come here. Show people. Don't get all... Willie T took his top off, and can I say something? Do you know what you look like? The son of a Victorian... No, this not daddy. The son of a Victorian strongman.
Yeah. Yeah. That is how I look.
Does that make sense? Like your dad would be like the top strongman, and you've just taken it up, and you're looking good.
Yeah, I feel like one of what's his name in Peaky Blinders? One of fucking Packy Lee's like henchmen.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yeah, like a hench. Yeah, you're a henchman in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Like a young henchman.
Yeah.
Like a child henchman.
What's that?
He's meant to be asleep.
Oh yeah.
Take a seat, and I was like, I can't.
Oh no, please don't. We're just trying to get through the start of this episode. My guest is none other than Sean McComb, and we are joined towards the end to do some predictions for the Comedians Charity Boxing. We're joined by Aaron Butler, who obviously knows his stuff when it comes to competitive combat. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with my guest, Sean McComb. I didn't know you drank tea.
Did you not? I thought I prefer a few cups of tea up here.
Yeah, I thought you were coffee, always.
I would have a coffee in the morning. One a day.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no
I up until yesterday I was on 3 a day, and I've started to feel it bad. And then
You always crash.
I know, but I'm feeling like I was feeling like an addiction to it. Like if I didn't have one, it was in my head, and I didn't even necessarily want it. But I have for a gig. Before a show, I have a coffee.
Oh, well, suppose if you're gigging late.
Yeah.
And by the time a show comes around, you do feel a bit tired, supposedly.
Could you drink coffee before a fight?
I could do, yeah.
But is there a
don't
danger that it
really.
would like spike
Stomach.
and then?
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Like, it's just cause depending on the show and who's on it, there could be knockouts.
Yeah.
You'd be pushed in quicker. You don't
Oh,
know.
right.
There's no.
Do you eat? Like, are you allowed snacks or anything? Not
Yeah.
allowed, but do you do that?
Yeah, you have like jellies and chocolate and stuff in the corner. But I'll tell you what, I had a completely different experience in New York. So we get picked up at 5:30 to go to the venue.
Right.
I thought I was going to be expected to be in the ring at around 9 p.m. Takes you half an hour to get through New York into Brooklyn. So I went to Brooklyn, got in. First thing they done was, hey Sean, we got to take, now, bear in mind, in the UK and anywhere else I've ever been, you always do a drug test after the fight.
Yep.
I got in there, like, we need to take a sample of urine before the fight. We're going to do a split test, it's called. I was like, right. They explained it to me, fill out the paperwork for a drug test. They take half before the fight and half after the fight.
Not the same. You don't have to hold that piss for the whole
No,
fight.
it's not the same piss. You just piss whenever you want, but you do have to do a sample before and a sample after. So I done that. Went back to the changing room. Then they have two people from the commission, the New York commission, just like following you around, shadowing you. So I got back to the changing room, sorting all the bag out, and it must have been, say, 7 o'clock. And we're sitting there, and I was like, right.
This is after you've done the sample?
After I've done the sample,
Right.
so the commissioner's still in the changing room to just linger around. I don't know why, if we're watching, I don't know why, but we're just talking in the corner, in the changing room, we're having a laugh, and I go to eat a couple of jellies, and of course, like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, what? She's like, you can't have anything. I was like, I'm fucking starving.
She's from what, the commission
The
as well?
commission, she was like, you can't have anything. You've just done a sample. I was like, yeah, no. So
You've done it?
I'm gonna do another sample after. She's like, you can't have anything. You can't even have chewing gum. I was like, what? I mean, I'm fucking starving. She's like, if you eat something, you need to restart this whole test again. Go back in, try and do urine as well. Bear in mind, like, you can get stage fright because someone's just standing watching you.
Yeah.
Like, they're watching you. So I was like panicking, going, fuck, I'm starving.
Which takes you out of the routine that you're used to.
Yeah, and you're just sitting listening to music and have a wee bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
And I feel like
What
20
chocolate
minutes
do you have,
later,
if you
I
can
would
pick?
always have like the wee Cadbury button things. They're like
Yeah.
the caramel ones as well,
Right.
because they're light,
Mm-hmm.
but they're chocolatey. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're nice. And a lot of jellies. I would just have a couple of bags of jellies, just different ones, Skittles, and just
Like jelly babies?
stuff like that. And I I couldn't have any because I was afraid that I might get stage fright and I'd be in there afraid to send the piss.
So did you feel
Starving.
weaker? Like,
I was starving going in the ring. Now, don't get me wrong. Most people will probably panic in that situation. Go, fuck me, this is I'm panicking. But I just started thinking, I've sparred fasted hundreds of times. Like, fasted.
right.
And it's not a problem. Like, so.
Have you, since the New York fight, do you feel like that's kind of all you've been talking about? Like, obviously everyone feels your pain and feels obviously you being robbed and all that, but it's difficult to, like, I suppose even for me, you're like, what do you say?
I know. It's just, you know what? People do say to me, what do you say? They even start a conversation like, fuck me, Sean, what do you say?
Yeah.
I say fuck off, because
Yeah.
there's nothing you can't say. It's done, it's been and gone. And
I think a lot of people, obviously, like, it floors you, but I think a lot of people would dwell, like boxers would dwell on it and it get in their heads. I think unless you tell me different, I think you're very good at just putting it as much as you can, putting it behind you and just moving on to the next thing.
that's all. My whole career, like, even as an amateur, I've suffered, like, controversial defeats.
Yeah.
A lot of times to go to major tournaments, like go to Olympic Games, go to Olympic qualifiers, like bad ones, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, this is like a big setback in the amateurs.
Yep.
Yeah, I've just learned to go, it's out of my control.
But it's mad that, like, because I remember the Taylor Catterall fight,
yeah.
and about 85% of people were like, that's daylight robbery. But this is the only one I've seen where 100% of people.
I know.
But did you know straight away at the start of it? Do you know, like, I have him here?
I knew the whole time I was going to beat him. I told everyone.
Yeah.
I was 6-1 or 7-1 the bookies.
Yeah.
I don't gamble. I was telling people.
Neither do I, but I got my mate Neil to put a tenner on.
I was like, bat
So I
me.
need that.
I was like, you'll never get me at that price again, ever again.
Yeah.
Because this is the biggest platform I've been on against the #1 ranked fighter.
Yeah.
And after I beat him, they're going to go, fuck, we can't put him at that price again.
Yeah.
So that was the only opportunity. But
And could you tell he knew he was beat early as well?
early, after the second round, I knew. Because he started panic punching. Like, we would call it, like, he's throwing, like, big winging shots to try and catch me.
Yep.
From a distance, which means he's rushing the shots. He's not thinking about stuff, and he's frustrated. So at that stage, I was like, he's beat.
Because it was at such short notice as well, you wouldn't have had this. Like, if that fight was announced 6 months before, you'd have had the support there. But obviously, it's 4 weeks' notice, so there's not a chance. So it's not even. So you want to talk about the odds being against you, but then there's no. I don't know how. Did you hear people being there for you? Must have been this. Because that's obviously it's a home fight for him.
Single thing, like.
So you're going over at short notice, 1-man band with you and your coaches, and then when the announcement, the scores were being read out. Even then, I think a lot of people might have, like, just lost their head, but you could see you saying, like, that is not possible. But then you were very cool about it. You know, at the time, like,
I understand that people were booing.
Yeah.
And they were being, like, see the respect I have for anyone who fights.
Yeah.
Including yourself, top fighter by the way. Top fighter by the way. But the amount of respect I have for
in our game, though, we all respect each other because we know what we're getting into.
So, like, we have the same understanding.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to respect that.
Yeah.
And it's mutual.
You look at me, you think respect.
I look at you, I see respect. I was like, that is just.
Because you know, like, I'm 1-0 as well.
I want to know.
You know I have a 100% record, like.
Undefeated, and I know that time you put on a masterclass against
Johnny. You know I've been in there with people like Johnny Bow.
That's what I mean, like, the odds were stacked against you. The size, the reach, you just grasped it and just...
He's 7'3". I was going in with a foot and a third difference in between us, but that didn't stop me, like.
It was that self-belief.
Look, I just couldn't have let anybody down. Like, I just knew, and I knew as well. Yes, I knew he had the height difference on me, but I knew the heart difference. was stacked in my favour. Like,
See, but only you would know that.
I know.
And no
Nah,
one
he
else
knew
will
it.
have seen that before because, like, you were 0-0. Like, your record was 0-0. So.
Well, I was undefeated going into that, and so was he. So someone's all had to
So
go.
someone's all had to go.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Thankfully, it wasn't yours.
I know.
Because we had to fight another day.
Yeah. But I don't know, people would have lost their head, but you looked very calm, and you were obviously respectful to your opponent as well.
Because it's not his fault.
Yes.
It's really not his fault. He knew.
Yep.
He knew. His father knew his
He didn't
corner.
even celebrate Wiley as well.
Nah, so, like, I was just trying to give him his respect as a fighter.
Yep.
But the judges, like, nah.
It's a bit like when Kieran Bartlett came in the top 3 at the Comedian Stars in Your Eyes. You know, your brother's one of the judges, one of the 2 judges, you know. It was hollow for him, you know, and he did kind of celebrate it, but I thought, you know, he did what you should. He didn't do what you did.
Yeah,
You know, which
100%.
is sort of just keep your head down and be happy that you'd made it through it.
Yeah, well,
He was sick.
He's the Arnold Barbosa of Stars in Your Eyes.
I've always said that.
Do you know what I mean?
I've always said that. But see the judges, do they just, like, you know, like a referee in football, they can't do interviews after it. They're sort of anonymous. So the accountability isn't really there.
Nope.
So they don't have to be interviewed after it and say why they thought that. But sure, it feels like the TV crew should be going, well, you scored that for Barbosa, so what was your thinking behind that? And then they could explain it so even
Should
you
we?
know.
I think they may have to do a written report. In
You'll
a
never
written
get to see
report,
that.
all they need to do is say to the governing body is, this is how I seen it from the angle I was sitting at.
Yeah.
The pressure was coming from Barbosa. Single shots were coming back from McComb.
So their report would be
They
like,
just-
Sean beat him up for the whole fight, but we think he won.
Yeah, it's just...
Sean won every round bar maybe 2,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe. So, it's like... And the WBO aren't going to admit to the judges being wrong. They're never going to appeal. We appeal the decision. They're never ever going to overrule that
Yeah.
decision.
Has that
because-
never happened?
No, because if that happens once, then
Everyone
every
does it.
past result is going to be like brought back up again. Like Jack Carroll and Josh Taylor are
Yeah.
going to be brought back up, and it's
Yeah.
going to be, why did you overturn this one but not overturn ours?
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you see the difference in this? What, like, it would just open a
'Cause
whole can of worms. Like,
I thought the Fury and Ngannou fight, as much as it was like an
Yeah.
exhibition, Ngannou definitely won that.
Yep.
But it didn't feel like it was a huge injustice because they're both getting paid. It's an exhibition. Ngannou's already a huge star, doesn't need that win. But you taking it at 4 weeks' notice and, you know, being further down the rankings than him and it not being your home crowd, surely more reason to
I know.
take your performance into account.
Exactly.
You said, do you get to speak to on your bus back or something?
On the bus back,
Yeah.
so my cut man was with me, Tommy McCormick, and we were getting off the bus. And it was like, it was this wee ball again. He was like, I was judging your fight. I was like,
You're
sort of
loading
like
up?
stepping back. I was like,
Yeah.
what one were you? And he was
Because
like,
there's 3
"The one-"
judges, one
Yeah.
gave it to you.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm the one with the red eyesight.
Right.
I give it to you too. And I was like,
Yeah.
how do you justify it?
Yeah.
Like, how do they justify? And he was just like, I'm sure he couldn't say much about the other judges, but he just went.
Yeah.
And even the referee after, like, the referee was just like, whoa.
But it's like is it a weird one that, say like that night, say you win a fight, you obviously go out and celebrate, but it almost felt like, although they gave the decision against you, it got way more people knowing who you are, like brought you to a wider audience, loads of people on your side now and going, he deserves this and he deserves that, and you climbed up the rankings after it. So is it a weird thing where it's a loss on your record, it's a decision against you on your record, but almost it's propelled you a bit forward as well?
Yeah, it's propelled me in terms of, like, people knowing who I am
Yeah.
and support. But I don't know if it's going to propel me in terms of opportunities.
It
Because
has to. But maybe I don't know how it works. I
what
suppose,
way, like, I hope it does. But right now, the hardest part is not knowing where what happens now, who's
Yeah.
going to fight me.
yeah.
What,
Because does that mean that fighters who are ranked, like the top fighters, the promoter is going to keep them away from them?
Potentially.
Because they're going, this is, why would we bring this guy in who could beat our star?
Skin. I'm a banana skin.
Yeah.
Do you know
Human
what I mean?
banana skin.
Human banana skin. Banana and pajamas. But
The banana skin, Sean McComb.
slipping in the ring.
If anyone would come in bananas and pajamas theme song to the ring, it's you.
Yeah. 100%.
But yeah, so that almost goes against you. That
So
you're
it's
good.
just like, if I'd have won that fight, I was mandatory to fight Teofimo Lopez for a world title.
Yeah.
Now, Teofimo Lopez is like pound for pound, and like top 5 pound for pound fighters in the world. So that for me is like life-changing opportunity.
Yep.
Now that I didn't get the decision, what happens now? Like, where do I stand? Like, we've obviously appealed the decision, but where do I stand? Do I go back to fight domestic fighters for like a fraction of the money? Like a fraction?
But
I'm trying to get that opportunity again, or does a promoter come in and sign me?
surely, in my head, I'm going, from knowing nothing about him, being a total outsider, I go, Golden Boy, who were running that night of the fight, and
Yeah.
like, they run the whole night.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why are they not on to you going, that night going, let's have more, come on and have more fights?
Can they make money off me in America? Like, can they sell me out?
What about like when Barnesy put on the leprechaun suit and all?
Well, that's different. Like, in Sponges, a 3-time the leprechaun.
Do you remember that?
Oh,
Madison
fuck.
Square Garden.
Yeah,
Obviously
Alex
thinking
Chapman.
like completely right, like need to get the American audience in the
Because
full suit.
There was blood everywhere. Oh, shit. Do you want to know a funny story about that whole situation? Right? I was on that show originally, first of all, right? I was the first person to be told I'm going to be on that show.
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
What year was
on
this
St.
again?
Patrick's Day, 2019.
Right.
Right? Happy days. Sweet. Told Paddy, we were living together in Glasgow. Told Paddy, told Sean, told like close people. I was like, lads, I ain't getting on this show. Jamie Cannon for me, I'm going to get me on that show. Mick's undercard. Brilliant. Happy days. Lethal. Paddy was fighting on Carl Frampton's undercard in December before that March, right?
Yep.
On a Frank Warren show. Carl Frampton fought Josh Warrington. Paddy Barnes was meant to fight before it. Paddy Barnes was then told, look, listen, stay gloved up. He was doing a warm-up. Stay gloved up. You're on next after Carl. Paddy was doing a warm-up. Ready to go out. The guy from Queensbury Promotions goes, Paddy, take a seat. You're not on next. Sam Maxwell's on next. He's a Queensbury fighter. You're going to go on after him. Paddy says, but then the whole arena's anti-bastage.
Right.
Because Frampton's fight's over.
Yep.
Paddy goes, oh my fuck, get them gloves off me. And I goes, why? He goes, I'm not fucking fighting last. Get them gloves off me. So the fella's like, what? Paddy just cut the gloves off, stuck his clothes on, went home, never fought.
Didn't
So
get
Frank
paid.
Warren didn't get paid. Frank Warren fined him to pay the fighter that he was meant to fight. Paddy wouldn't pay the thing, so anyway, Paddy's manager phoned him, started slabbering him on the phone, saying, you fucking, you're giving Frank Warren, you're a fucking thorn in my side. Frank Warren's ringing me, you need to pay this fella. Paddy saying, fucking Frank Warren never paid me my full purse for the world title fight I got in Windsor Park, so he can take it or that. And it was just a bit of back and forth, Paddy Barnes being Paddy Barnes, right? So he's like in a bad mood in the house in Glasgow. He comes back down again. Fucking, he's phoning me again, and he phones me again. He's like, fucking telling you, you better fucking knock it in the head on Twitter. You're on Twitter and I give out after I've phoned you. Stop it, because I'm getting the fucking headache over it. Paddy goes, right, okay, I'm sorry. I hung up the phone. He's like, fuck's sake, I'm not paying him though. So that was Paddy. But an hour later he phones again, and talking he's like, he was away up the stairs in his bedroom and he was talking away, and it went, his phone call on for like 30 minutes. He came down the stairs like, oh yes, right, look, listen, I'm sorry, I'll apologise to him. I'll apologise. So he got off of the money anyway. He didn't have to pay the money, and he was like happy and all, and he was a wee bit happy about it. His manager was like, look, talking to me, and he's like, look, I'm going to do you a favour here. Instead of putting Sean on that card in fucking New York, I'm going to put you on it, because you didn't get the fight in December. And I understand your frustration, I understand you're a 3-time Olympian, I understand you deserve a good slot on a card. That's what you're looking at. So I couldn't hear the phone. Paddy's going to me, and he's pointing, laughing, and I'm going, fuck's he laughing? He's going, and I'm going, what the fuck's he laughing at? And he goes, yes, 100%. He's like, no, don't tell no one. He's like, I'm going to phone Jamie and I'll change it, I'll get Sean off. Sean hasn't officially been told he's on the card, he's just been told that we're trying to get you on the card so it won't break his heart too much. And Paddy's going on. So I'm
For
like,
leprechaun suit.
I'm going, what the fuck's he laughing at? Hung up the phone. He's like, lads, I'm fighting in New York on St. Paddy's Day. on Mick's undercard. I was like, fuck, so am I. He's like, no, I took your space. I went, what? He's like, he said on the phone, I'm taking your spot. He was like, he's like, don't tell him. Are you fucking serious? I was like, you're a wee wanker and all laughing. He's like, yeah. That's the way he was getting on. I was like, fuck, I was got it. Jamie Conlon phones me back, goes, look, Sean, we're going to get you on another card. Look, sorry about that, but just Paddy fucking is like, he's a big name in Irish boxing, and just think it's right to put him and Michael on the same card. He says, look, listen, no worries, like, fuck him, if anyone deserves it, if the crew have had, it's Paddy. So that was it, I accepted it. And then of course he goes over to American, gets his belly snapped, and so when I get beat, there was a photo of him sitting in the corner and there's blood everywhere and he's just sitting like that. I sat to him after the fight and says, ha ha ha, I got the last laugh. Everyone else would be saying their sympathy and commiserations. I was like, ha ha ha, I got the last laugh.
He's just on the flight the next day, full leprechaun suit.
Like that wee fox that sits on the edge of the bed, just fuck, contemplating life, fuck this.
When he told that story about fighting at Windsor and getting knocked out with that body shot and then getting taken away in a stretch, didn't he walked back out to watch Frampton's fight, I think, and then he had to come back out in a stretcher, or there was something to do with when he was backstage. That's what it is. I think they offered him a stretcher and he was like, no, I'm okay. And he went out and watched the fight and then he couldn't walk back, so they had to come and get a stretcher to take him back in.
Oh fuck, he's a fucking shambles out with that.
So what did you do straight after the fight? Did you go out?
I went back. A bar in New York sponsored me, Legends. So I told all my ones that went over to travel to go back there for a drink and I'll see them after. But of course I didn't get out of the arena until like 2 a.m. And I went back and met them for like 3 drinks, and then we left. That was it. Then the next day, me and Dervla went out and done a few wee things. Thursday, went to Chelsea Market, got tacos, got food, a few drinks.
I've been at it. Is that taco place where you tell, there's like 2 stations at it? And the first one is you tell them whether it's like tacos or
hard
burrito.
shell.
Yeah, and then you go to the next place and they make it up.
Yep.
I have had those exact tacos. Unbelievable.
So we got a load of AM and then we were like doing a few things, then went and got a drink. I met up with a few mates over there and just went out that day and had a few drinks, and that was it really. Like, it wasn't much to it, like.
See, in my head you're getting phone calls like the next day from all these promoters and all, you know.
Nah, nothing, just silence. My phone is like, you couldn't even start to begin where, like, you wouldn't know where to begin on your, like, WhatsApp, hundreds of messages, Instagram, like thousands of like fucking people just texting.
Because we always think the next plan, you know, it's just, you realise it's boxing not like that, where I think everything's planned out for you.
I know.
I think like, you know who the next person's going to be, and
see, like, because you don't, like, even as promoters, they don't even know who's going to win.
Yeah.
So they don't even know what's next.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're probably going, Arnold Barboza's going to win, knock Sean McComb out, and then we're going to get the Teofimo Lopez fight. We've been riding on the sideline for so long. That's our plan. We're going to navigate you this way. Then I go in and upset the apple cart, and they're going, ooh.
And I take it they would, the last thing they'd want is you to have a rematch with him.
100%. Just why like, you know, that way, like, what do I offer?
Yeah, because like with comedy, if you have a bad one, you can just get up the next night and do it again.
Yeah,
you can't
do it.
And then travelling home and all that, did you feel like, was there no sense of like, in a way it's been a worthwhile trip?
It was worthwhile because of the global stage I got to perform on. You know what I mean? I got to perform on
but not just you get to perform on it, you get that platform and then you deliver that performance on it.
Yeah.
You know?
So like, I made the most of the platform I had in terms of my performance, and now people know who I am, so I'll benefit from it, hopefully, from that.
And the build up to that, to be on that card especially, the Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia build up, I don't remember anything like that in boxing.
Nah, never. I don't either.
Like, I remember the build up to Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, when they had all these back and forths, and it was intense and everyone was talking about it. I don't know if if there's been much build up since.
Yeah, like, that was proper serious shit. Like,
it was, because everyone watching it was going, Ryan Garcia shouldn't be. I was thinking he shouldn't be able to fight. Like,
same here. I was thinking this. He's lost.
I was texting Oscar De La Hoya going, listen, if you if you need me,
I'm ready to go. Like,
I'll come over.
I'm ready to go.
But he, did it feel like a circus backstage at it?
I thought it was a circus. I
Right.
genuinely thought it was just a shit show the whole way through it. And the weigh-in, Ryan Garcia was like, I'm not going for the public weigh-in. He made us all wait. And I was like, I want to whack him myself.
Yeah.
And Davin Henny's backstage and he's waiting and he's like, whoa, he's getting frustrated because everyone's hungry and everyone's like trying to rest and he's just in his hotel like, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he just has this bad attitude and respect for other fighters
Yep.
that I thought at that time, but you know what?
Stop.
After watching his performance, and I was just like, he played us all, everyone.
Yeah.
I'm convinced his promoters were completely. I don't think he told anyone what he was going to do apart
Yeah.
from maybe the photographer that he told before,
Yeah.
or videographer, or whoever it was, because when I was at the press conference, even like Bernard Hopkins was like, cut this now, just stop asking questions. Till the guy who was presenting the press conference, he was like,
Yeah.
this is just going
Yeah,
chaotic, just fucking knocking the head.
It's mind games on a whole different
A
level.
whole different level. Like, he just completely done up a whole
'Cause
act. for
you and me
the
are
whole-
the same. Like we don't use mind games.
We don't need them.
These are our mind games.
That's what I mean. Like we do the work.
Yeah.
We don't need it in someone's mind. Like
No,
we
we're focused. We're not focused on them. We're focused on us,
on our own performance. That's what I mean.
on ourselves.
That's the difference.
And then when do you just travel home by yourself? You go with your whole coaching team.
Do you know what? My brothers and all, they booked a flight with
D was D over?
D was over. There was a good squad
Surprised
over.
D got in
I take it in. He was alright.
to New York. He must have slipped in.
He was in good spirits.
He must have.
He may have travelled as me. I'm sure. But he got in and he was in good spirits. You know what? He was in good
I could
spirits.
see D. I could see D taking like a jet ski from Belfast over. You know, so he had some mean. I can't see him on a flight.
He's mad. But I wasn't on the flight with him, so I didn't get to see all that side of things. But what I do know is when they arrived in the JFK, I knew they were landing because they were going to try and get straight to my way in. And next thing I got a video sent by, and they're all in this big stretch limousine with the tunes pumping. My dad and all. My dad's like, this does not belong here, like. And there's about 7 or 8 of them in the back of this limousine with the tunes pumping, drinking like fuck. And they all brought this training gear, and they were telling me, we're going to go run around Central Park, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. And not one of them trained. Just, he says, the minute their limousine arrived and it was drink, it was just out the window.
Yeah.
So I wasn't there to see it. On the way home, they booked a flight from another terminal, another airline from me, because Golden Boy booked my flights
Right.
and my team's flights. So even like Dervla, my fiancée, I booked her flight, but it was with their airline. And they all travelled from Terminal 4. Me and Marty, who was part of my team, travelled Terminal 7.
Right.
So we dropped them off. So hold on here, right? So on the way back, we'd book taxis to go to the airport. We went to a bar and had a few drinks before we were going to the airport to fly home. Dave was like, what are you planning for a taxi? We were like, $110 or something. He's like, what? No, what? Cancel them 2 taxis and we'll get another limousine. So we got another limousine.
He's got a taste for it.
He's got a taste for it, so that was it.
That's such an expensive habit.
So we got another limousine right at the airport, and we were change pumping and having the drink and having the laugh. We dropped them off. Me and Marty dropped them off in Terminal 4, and then we went to Terminal 7, done our bags, security with the all that carry on, then went to a bar in the airport, and we had a few drinks in the airport bar. I went to a shop in the duty free to buy like Doritos and snacks for the plane. Come back and Marty's with this group of people, 2 girls and some woman who's a medium. She told me she's a medium from Dublin. She started reading me, started saying, I was like, I don't want to be red. She's like, I'm sorry, I don't want red at all. Don't read me anything. So Marty's having this back and forth over because he's like, nah, it's not true. No, don't feel like that. See, it's all full of shit. You're just going to keep going until you get something right, aren't you? So he's like, then he's talking to the daughters, and then it turned out we all know people from Dublin. Obviously I'm training in Dublin, so we all know the same type of people, and we're talking away, and then there was a videographer with us and stuff, and he went on the plane. And then the girls were getting the bags and they went on. And then the girls come back and they were like, Mom, come on, let's go quickly. It's last call. So we were all getting our stuff together. And then we're still talking again. And then she came again and she was like, come on, it's last call. So the girl runs down, and I was like, right, let's go. So we lifted our bags, started walking down to the flight. And you know, like when you go to the gate and you walk down the wee ramp towards the plane, we would walk down, and the fella was just like, their hostess was just like, he's not getting on. I was like, what? He's like, you're intoxicated. And I was like, had a few drinks.
Yeah.
Marty just seen red. He was like, are you having the fucking laugh? Alright. And he was like, you're not getting on. I just went, Marty, this isn't going to help. And then the girl started, the woman that was with us, her 2 daughters were on the flight. She was walking down with us, so they wouldn't let her on.
So
she wasn't even
one group.
She
Is this
wasn't
the
even
medium?
intoxicated. Yeah.
She should have seen it coming.
That's what I said.
She should have left half an hour before.
So I says, fuck me, some medium you are, I never seen this coming. She started laughing, she's like, yeah, I know. And we walked up. So Marty was like, going, fuck, are you serious? This is fucking brutal. Like, he was like, no, you're not getting on. He's like, why? Because we're late. I'm like, no, because you're intoxicated. He's like,
half the flight.
I'm fucking having a drink. How many you serve drink on the flight? Not at that level. And I was like, I just stood back, literally, my hands folded, and the girl started tripping into it, and she was saying all that shit. I just walked off. I went, lads, I'm not admitting this. So I walked right back up the ramp and back out on the gate. And as I got out onto the gate, there was like fucking 4 police officers standing there. They were like, hey, wait here, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. Like, he was like, wait here. And we were like standing. I was like, and he was like, and I was having my bag on my shoulder, and he was like, sit down. I was like, sit down where? He was like, sit down on the floor. I was like, I'm not fucking sitting down on the floor. He's like, sit down on the floor. And I was shooting in my face. I was like, you fucking stupid, I'm not sitting on the floor, we've earned it. I haven't done fuck all wrong. And he just grabbed me, fucked me to the ground, stuck handcuffs on me. I was like, what the fuck? So Marty and they didn't walk down towards the plane, they just stayed up at the gate. Marty and that girl come fucking walking back up the gate, and they see me on the ground and were like, what the fuck? So them two were like, they come over and question the girl, question Marty what was going on. They explained. While I was sitting there handcuffed, Marty was like, why are you handcuffing them for? So Marty started recording, going, what are you handcuffing them for? And I was like, fuck me, is they treat me like a dog here, like I'm fun.
Yeah.
They're like, oh. And then they lifted me up, fucking started pulling me out off the flight and down.
Everyone looking.
There was no one about, there wasn't
Right,
much people
right.
about. Just Marty and that girl, Carl, and they were like walking down, and they put me in the back of an ambulance and put me on a straitjacket with the handcuffs on. I was like, what the fuck? So I was looking at this guy in the back of an ambulance, and I was sitting like strapped to a chair with handcuffs
Like Hannibal
on. And I was
Lecter.
like, that's what it was like. I was like, what the fuck? I was looking around. I was like, what? I was like, mate. I was looking at the guy in the back of the ambulance. I was like, mate, this is unnecessary. He was like, it's just procedure. I was like, procedure for what? What for? I was like, misuse of alcohol, misuse of drugs. Me, drugs, you fucking hand it off, not a few pints. Fuck, see, relax, take them off. He was like, hold on a second. He's like,
Has Marty been put in a straitjacket?
No. So like, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
Marty's the one arguing at the gate.
them two
You
started
walked
murder.
away.
You want to see the stuff that we're saying at the gate, and that's why I walked away. I was like, this is just, we're never getting on now.
Yeah.
If there was ever any hope of us getting on, we're not getting on now.
I feel like you're the only one who didn't argue with the decision.
I was, and that's, see, the girl Carl still messaging me on Instagram going, you need to appeal by your bar from Aer Lingus because you said nothing. And I was like, fuck me, so now I'm barred from Aer Lingus as well. So anyway, once the cops took the handcuffs off and I was still in a straitjacket, and then the fella was like, I mean, mate, take this off, this is just unnecessary. Fuck me, like, what, I mean, he's like, I'm alright. I mean, you can test me for fucking drugs you want. And he was like, okay. But the guy in the ambulance seemed to think it was because I had a black eye when I walked up, and I was like going, they told the ambulance guy that I was being aggressive when I says I wouldn't sit down on the
Right.
floor.
Yeah.
Obviously, why the fuck would I? Didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
So they've obviously seen the black eye and I was cut as well. They were like, just took it that way because Marty and Carl were sweet.
Right,
They were
right.
in the so they were like, yeah.
They're in the lounge.
Marty was outside, like outside the ambulance, talking to the police and talking to the ambulance guys. I'm like, where's he going? They were like, he's going to take him to Jamaica Queen's hospital. Marty's like, I'm going there too. And we're like, you don't need to go. He's like, I want to go where he's going.
Yeah.
We're like, okay. They put him in the back of an ambulance too, and the Carl in the back of an ambulance.
And are you like this?
And once the cops left, they took a straitjacket off me, and I was just sitting going like, mate, this is a waste of state funds. This is unnecessary. Like, there's people out there who need this. I was in New York for fucking 10 days, and every corner and every fucking doorway I walk past, there's someone lying there with fucking half dead,
Yeah.
legs missing, and you have me strapped to a straight fucking jacket going to Jamaica Queen's Hospital. Get this off me, please. So He was like, I know, mate, it's just procedure. We have to follow through it. I was like, you stop saying it's procedure. It's not procedure. What are they doing? What's Marty and fucking Carl doing? They're not. It's not standard procedure for him. So we got in and they made me run all these tests, do CT scans now. And Marty was just running about with his phone. Now, see, in Jamaica Queen's Hospital, you have never seen anything like this in your life.
You're in
It's
like the A&E. And there's CT scans.
CT scans, bloods, the whole lot.
What would happen if you had been like, I don't want you to take my blood?
I don't know, they wouldn't let me discharge until they did take bloods. They probably would have just kept me here longer or phoned the police when I left.
And they, at what point do they go, everything's clear?
After the CT scan. So we were in there all night. I fell asleep and all.
CT scan of your brain?
Yeah.
But
so
then
they've done bloods and they've done a CT scan at the very end, and then I just touched and see all the nurses in the place. They loved us. Marty's just on his phone, and like this place was like Beirut. I mean, it was, or like there's no wards. It's just a big open room where just people run the bit everywhere and like beds lying there, and like it was one stage I was like, what do I do to get out of here? I mean, I'm discharging myself, and the girl was like, you can't discharge yourself because you need to do a CT scan. Me, boy, give me a CT scan now.
Are the police still with you?
No, they're gone. But there's police around the building, like there's like security around the building. But
right.
I'm like, I'm discharging myself. Get me out of here. This is fucking unnecessary. Yeah. So I'm like, get me out of here. It's not a procedure. One more fucking. If someone says that one more time. Fuck's sake. Oh, fuck.
So, by the way, they could have surely done a CT scan of your brain, and even though you're saying I'm a boxer, a fight, there could be damage there. That, like, what are they looking for?
I don't know what they're looking for, because I don't know. I don't know why they done a CT scan. It was just, there was no need for it at all.
That is
so like wild. I was like, what the fuck? And then anyway, straight after, I was like, right, it was like a bird, like, get me in here. Your mom was like, okay, it'll only take 5 minutes. And I was like, why doesn't that just put me in this, like, when I arrived? And I'm like, oh, well,
and are you texting Dervla during this?
Nah,
right,
because she's on a flight.
Right.
Know what I mean? She's on a flight, she's in the air.
So then when she lands, how do you tell her?
Marty told her.
Right.
Marty told them in a group chat that we weren't getting on the flight as it was all happening and I was handcuffed. So they sort of knew, and they were like, I knew what's going to fucking happen to the stadium in the backyard limo. But
out of 10, how drunk were you?
Out of 10, probably about an 8.
Yeah, that means 10.
An 8 or a 9. But I was like, I wasn't out of control drunk.
Yes,
I was drunk,
yes.
but I wasn't out of control drunk.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Like,
but then I think, see, if you're a businessman and you know, and you're in first class and you have a suit on, they let you.
I know it's funny. See, on the way up the airport, I was trying to pick myself in the first class.
Right.
And there was no seats available.
Yeah.
So imagine I had it. Like,
how do you find out? By the way, what happens then when you do get to leave hospital? Do they go, right, we're happy to let you leave?
They just went, right, where you go. I signed out and they went.
And then where do you go?
I got out of the CT scan. I walked in. I was like a bird. Right, let's get out of here. This is doing my head on. And we're like, you need to sign these forms.
Do you know what?
I
It's
signed
like
the forms. I turned around and looked. Like, obviously there's people wearing all these wee gowns, all the wee hospital gowns. And I looked across and some fellas land like this. And as soon as I seen the forms, I turned around and go to Marty. Look at that big beanbag. Marty was like, fuck me, sure it is. This fella just land like that beanbag. And I mean, like, open for anyone to see. Like, no matter who walked in there was saying that, I was like, look at that big beanbag. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? We do not belong here.
And then where do you go? Straight to the airport again?
We got a taxi straight down till Times Square and went for an hour pint. We went to the main fiddler for a pint.
That's a great bar.
Bear in mind, Carl was still with us.
Still with us today.
Still with us. So we had to go and book a hotel. And we booked the hotel. And then me and Marty went to Popeyes, got something to eat, went back to the hotel, fell asleep for a few hours, got up next day, got a taxi, because our luggage and all was still up in the airport. Right. Got a taxi straight to the airport. Went to Aer Lingus. Yeah. Says, here we didn't get on our flight yesterday. They give you a new flight. We got a new flight, checked our bags in. They were the nicest people in the world. And got through, we were queuing up the security. I was like, thank fuck, our flight was at 5 to 5 then. We were way early for the flight. And we're going through security and Marty was like, lads, no drinking today. Yeah. No fucking drinking. I was like, fuck, that shit's coming from you. You're the one who got us in this position, you cunt. We're just slobbering. So we got through security
Carol's still there?
Carl's still there. Guthie's got up in the security me really happy days. Literally took my shoes off, came up, all I hear is, hey sir. I'm like, man, he's like, yeah, and the girl's pointing, I turn around and there's someone from Aer Lingus, he's like, hey, can you come here? I was like, what? He's like, come here. He's like, you aren't allowed on the flight. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Aer Lingus, when your name's been through, up at the gate, they've radioed down saying they're not letting us on the flight. He's were abusive. I was like, I wasn't abusive. And like, says as a group, he's were abusive. I says, fuck sake, how are we getting home here? Like, and he was like, and I was like, oh Jesus, we're gonna have to pick a new flight. So I had to go on, fucking try and search for new flights. We booked a flight with Delta.
Was Carol allowed on?
Carl wasn't allowed on either, no. So
Carol's mistake is she chatted to you.
that's what I said.
Carol's
didn't see us coming.
like, no one deserves this, but definitely not Carol.
Definitely not Carl. No, why? Because Carl was stone cold sober. And her two daughters were on the flight, black. Like, her two daughters were on the flight, black, because they separate well longer than Carl did. Carl just came over at the end.
She used to get another flight.
Had to book another flight with Delta. And
I know you banned from her. How do you know you're banned?
I don't know if I'm banned. It says until the investigation's over. But your woman Carl's been messaging me on Instagram saying you need to like appeal this because you're going to speak to sister because you done nothing wrong. It's like me, I said some stuff because I was frustrated.
Can I see some of the video stuff?
I don't know if I have the videos, but Marty has them.
If you do, I'd love to see that. That's fucking nuts. You ask most fighters what to do the day after a fight, they normally just say an ice bath.
An ice bath? Oh, fuck. I would have rather... I could have done an ice bath instead of that fucking carry on, because that was the most fucking... Nothing's ever easy, like.
No. We'll take a very... We're going to take a quick break because we're eating pizza. Sweet. And then Aaron Butler's coming on to do some comedian charity boxing fight predictions.
Happy days.
We're always doing podcast pizzas now. It was great.
Great. That was a ticket.
I was sad I couldn't be involved this week. But one week I will.
But you're involved now because you just did an episode of No Blasters.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Aaron Butler to the podcast now. We've brought you on because we know that you're not a boxer, but you're certainly in the game.
Yeah, you want me to break it down?
Yes. He's like
punditry.
His punditry is he knows the game. He knows the sport.
I'm in and out of it. Yeah, I dabble. Did some MMA commentary at the weekend there. All that sort
of
thing. Yeah, I did Fit to Fight, the regional sort of thing card. Yeah.
Any big knockouts?
Not like a big sort of knockout in like one punch flatline, but like there was a few TKO stoppages. Yeah.
I would never. We're doing boxing. Obviously, I would never ever do charity MMA or anything like that.
No, why?
It just looks totally different
level.
Disciplines.
Yeah.
There's just too much discipline.
It's a lot, isn't it? Like,
yeah, like I can obviously stand up and trade, but I can't. I probably could, go to the ground.
Look at you using words like trade and all. You boxer.
Listen, I trade. If you want to trade, I trade.
Pokemon cards, yeah.
Yeah. I do a Premier League swap shop. Can't fight, but I'll take a lead shiny off you.
But there's way more to learn in MMA, yeah. Like the ground game, jiu-jitsu, judo, karate.
That's what I mean. There's
like
so much. How do you get
Muay Thai.
How do you get good?
Yeah.
At like all these disciplines.
That's what they do. Usually a fighter will like just specialize in like it's wrestling, but then they have a bit of striking, and then they can use their wrestling defense to like implement bits of striking. It's a whole different art.
Sean, I told you.
Sean
he knows what he's talking about.
Sean, you know me, Sean.
He knows what he's talking
about. No big deal.
Is this dojo you're in?
This is my sensei gave me this t-shirt. This is ZKJ Dojo, MMA gym up in Antrim, representing the place.
So look, I'm sure most people know by now, 26th of June, Comedians Charity Boxing.
Whoa. The
red team and the blue team. I'm fighting Sean Hegarty. There's a lot of brilliant fights.
Mm-hmm.
Red team coach Sean McComb. Blue team, can I let you in on this? Blue team coach is in the building and just told me he don't give a fuck.
That's sad, isn't it? That's breaking news. You're just dropping right there.
Basically, like I don't know.
He
if I
basically walked in and says,
"Fuck them."
Fuck them.
He did.
Blue team's falling apart.
He says, "Do you not know like the connection we have within our the togetherness within our
red team's a bond. I can feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's an energy there. There's
too much energy sometimes. Like I lose the plot in the gym and all, and Sean will talk me down.
Yeah.
Calm down, just
you have to settle him.
Yeah.
You know him, Matt Bassett.
He's just ready to go.
He is. He's pumped.
One time,
I'm a jack in the box.
I said, we'll train at 10, and I opened the door. I don't know how I get in, but he was upstairs with headgear, gloves, and clump ceiling, fucking
in your
shadow
house.
Boxing.
10 at night.
in my living room. I was like, man, Too much.
I'm getting real. Although we're still out from the fight, I'm getting really, really good at the noises.
Is that the right? We whistles.
Call him like a wee cat.
Oh, yeah, that'll freak Sean out.
That would.
Why is my opponent whistling like a house cat at me?
Make a cat noise with him and throw a punch. Meow meow.
We meow meow.
Meow meow meow.
The paws up. Oh, yeah.
I was playing football last week, and we were just standing. The ball was nowhere near us. I'm playing up front, and I was just singing for a wee second, and the guy went, "What are you doing?" What
were you singing?
That song, "End of Beginning." Do you know it?
That's somber for.
And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it.
Yep,
I was just singing that. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what?
So when you play football, do you know, like, do you make the box noises when you're kicking the ball? Like, we kicked the ball once. Right? I was bracing the shoulder tackle.
But look, Aaron, you're on the outside in.
I'm looking at it all, and what's good about the comedians boxing is that I just get to enjoy.
That's it. I'm jealous of that, genuinely.
Because you know the commitment it takes to do like what you're doing. Like you no one wants to train all this time to lose.
Yeah.
You want to fucking win. So like, and that spurs you on to do extra sessions, train more, and that becomes your life a wee bit. You know.
A wee bit.
A lot. Yeah.
That is my life.
You have fighter for life. But how you find it different from last year? And I think the matchups this year are much closer than last
They're better.
year. So I think that's going to create more exciting fights, and it's going to create better training as well for you guys.
Do you know? I feel like the training last year was just try and get really fit and learn what you kind of should be doing, learn how to stand completely traditionally and do all this stuff.
Basics.
Whereas this time it feels a bit more like, actually I can go, oh, that suits me way better to have
Tactics.
arms like this.
It's more tactical now.
He can be more technical now because
Yep.
he's been in there. He's had the one fight experience. You know what's going to be like on the night.
Yep.
So you carry that into the
Yep.
next place now.
So I feel like before it was just like, just get out of this without getting hit too much. And now I'm going, I'm thinking when I'm sparring, I'm going, I want to do this.
I remember even last year there was loads of people just running.
Yep.
Doing loads
5K,
of
5K.
just getting fit. I'm alright. I've done like I done a circuit this morning. I
Yep.
was like,
different level.
this is boxing.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm training to do a circuit.
I do my fitness in the with my gloves on.
Yeah.
Come see then.
Yeah, we have Andrew Ryan, who's in your team, who famously a few weeks ago was like, I'm going to get my fitness going first, and then I'll start boxing in like 4 weeks. And we were like, mate, just do the boxing.
Get fit by boxing.
Yeah,
By boxing.
Yeah. Do both at the same
Get
time.
fit to box.
Yeah.
By boxing.
But it's been great. Obviously, Sean had his fight selfishly, went and took a fight in New York, and Golden Boy. Right?
They twisted me arm at my back, and I was dead long. Alright.
So
Robbed you anyway.
So we're getting it. That's not what you said to me on WhatsApp. So we're
That right, huh?
I'm sweating here. No, Sean. I welcome to the great.
he texted me Barbosa all day long.
That was me thinking he was training for him off, and the cup was just on the way with me.
So why didn't Sean throw?
No.
He obviously didn't, but yeah, this year it feels more technical.
Yeah.
And like I'm enjoying it.
You're way more in it than last year, I can tell, because you're actually you're watching other fights now, and you're watching old fights, and you're just
The
really
only
into
fights
the boxing.
I'll watch whatever main card is on at the weekend, but I just watch his fights all the time. If I'm
Just 'cause
sitting,
you wanna-
if I'm in the gym, I just go on YouTube, stick on some of your last few fights, and I just because the best thing was we were on Plunkett a few weeks ago, and Pete, who was taking us, goes. He said this, and I went all red and giggled, and all. He goes, "You can tell you've been trained by Sean." And I went,
That got you.
I texted him straight up.
Who do you? He watches you to get like pumped for fights. Who do you watch to get
Me.
you?
Maybe Johnny Poe.
And do Johnny Bo.
Ryan Garcia backstage of that fight was like, "Can I have the TV?" You're like, "No."
Hold on,
He knocks out his tooth. It's screwing, but it still counts.
I watch him.
Yeah.
I watch him.
Yeah, of course.
You just watch
we all do.
a variation of everything that's going on.
I just watch for a fighter's weakness, what they're good at, firstly, and then what can I exploit.
Your opponent, you mean?
Yeah.
So you're just
I would just
constantly-
watch my opponent, yeah.
Would you be a big proponent of tape study then?
Yes, because not a big one. I'll watch
you,
like one or two maybe, get an idea of what he's good at, and repeatedly tell myself that's what they do well. That's what they do well. I can take that away from them and by implementing this
Yeah.
for a few weeks. And then when I get close to the fight, like fight week, I'll tune back in again and just remind myself what he does good.
Yeah.
And then exploit it.
Is there certain opponents that comes easier to exploit than others? Like, is there some opponents you may be watching go, fuck, it's going to take me a few fights here and a few little breakdowns to sort of catch on to what he's trying to set up and do here? And then there's
Yeah.
other ones where you're like, oh, I can see right away where I can get the weakness here.
Yeah, it's a lot of fighters have different strong points, and there's people who are more like have a wider variety than others, and there's people who just aren't even like technically as gifted as others, but they just carry serious power.
Yeah.
So you're like, I need to stay switched on and just don't get hit.
Yeah.
That's a simple tactic. Like that's like do
Yeah.
not get fucking hit.
But I think most people are taking this seriously, and so why the blue team fall apart before the beat, because the blue team got it together in the last few weeks, but they've fallen apart.
Yeah.
But the red team are just ready to just go. Everyone's been doing their own thing. We've been simmering, and now we're about to cook. So I want Aaron Butler to maybe we just walk through the fights and you call it how you see it, because you were there last year.
Yep.
You know everyone.
Yep.
So I'd love to get
You,
both your
you
takes
tell me
on-
who you want an opinion on the fight. I'll tell you.
I
which
should
one
work
it is.
from the car down or up.
Well, I would
I know
always
that-
go prelims, the main.
This is professional. This is what he always does.
The
like.
running order isn't set in stone.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I thought Johnny. Let's start with Johnny versus Ian.
Johnny versus Ian is an interesting one because there's a bit of an age gap there. Johnny's doing more training this year, so I expect to see a better performance from Johnny. I don't really know much about Ian currently at the minute. I know that he sort of struggled against Cormac last year. Would lean towards Johnny just because he faced a tougher opponent last year and because he's probably doing a bit more sessions and the youth factor, and he's also quite tall, lanky, he's got a bit of reach about him, so I would favour him over Ian in that one.
I'll say this about Ian. Ian's a wild card.
Well, he is, yeah.
Ian just throws,
Ian
Yeah.
hits hard.
and if he caught Johnny with something big, I think he'd put him down.
He hits hard.
Johnny just needs to keep the tooth in the mouth this year. That's a victory for Johnny.
I think Johnny will be quite technical and stay in a stance and all that kind of thing.
Johnny should be using his
But
speed
Ian,
as distance.
I wouldn't like to fight against Ian.
Ian very unorthodox.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
crosses feet when he punches, but it's harder than to read.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
harder to read a fighter like that.
But
So I think it's a nice matchup though. It's a good fight for both of them.
Johnny's on our team this year. I think he's been doing his own stuff.
He has, yeah.
Right. So you're going with Johnny win.
I'm going Johnny for that one, yeah.
Let's go Jasmine v Claire Corrigan.
I know Jazz mentally is like, and I say this in a good way, crazy. Like, is like, says to me at gigs and all, she's like, yeah, I'm going to try to get her to round 2 so I can knock her out then. Like, get her to round 2 as if like she's holding back.
Kinda.
She's
She's
the
holding
most
back
committed.
from round 1 to knock her out.
She's the most committed person in the whole process.
Oh, yeah. Which is
In terms of her
great.
training.
And so because of that, you know, I would lean Jazz because she is so determined and committed and has the mentality or whatever. But look, Claire flipping doesn't shy away from anything, isn't afraid to get in there.
Would you say that Jazz didn't do it last year, so Claire has an advantage because she did it last year and knows what it's like?
There's that, and also I think Claire is, you know, taller too, you know, which could be a factor. If she maybe leans a bit of weight on her, sort of tires out the arms a little bit early, that could, you know, Jazz maybe isn't expecting that to happen. But I would just on training alone, I don't know if Claire's doing much training
No, I
at
don't
all.
know either.
I don't know enough, but I know Jazz definitely is, and so for that
I
I'll have
think
to lean there.
Claire came out flying last year.
Yep.
Smothered her work a little bit, smothered it, couldn't get her
But
punches
after
off.
round 1, she emptied the tank
I
basically in
think
40 seconds.
Jazz will be like aware of that could happen again.
Yeah.
But technically, I think Jazz is very good.
Seeing
Yeah.
the drills we
I
were
think
doing,
she's
I
just
just went to
smooth,
watch the other
yeah.
week, but the way she was slipping and ducking, she was
It's
brilliant.
just like there's no, I don't have to correct her on the technique. Like
Right.
slip, roll, really simple moves, which it's just coordination. She has really good coordination. and
Yeah.
she connects.
Well, she used to do
stuff like
karate, I
that.
believe. I think she's a black belt in karate or something. I think she may have told me that from when she was younger. Like, so maybe that's carrying over a little bit.
100% the word.
What about the Battle of Breakfast, Andrew Ryan versus Conor Brown?
This is a wild card fight for me because I know Andrew and Connor are going to be sparring leading up to it together. They're meeting up for a few sessions and blah blah blah.
I
So
couldn't do it.
So I think they're planning to take it a wee bit easy on each other and just have a bit of crack. I don't think they're not going to go flat out. They're not trying to kill each other, knock each other out. I've sort of, from what I hear on the inside, first 2 rounds, bit of fun, floating about. Third round,
Let's go.
They just go for it.
But I've got other ideas. Andrew.
That's the thing, you know.
You listen to me.
It all changes on the night, and when you get in there, and who knows, maybe someone gets in first round and goes here.
As Mike Tyson says, everyone has a plan until you get a punch in the
face.
face.
Yeah. But that's the you know, the crowd there cheering your name first round. You think, oh, I fancy a wee first round KO. I think the plan could sort of go out the window a wee bit with that fight. I think they will just have a fight. I hope they do anyway. I don't want to see anything.
It'll be a good test of trust issues.
Yeah.
Imagine someone saying, here, we'll go easy, and he comes out swinging.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But me and Andrew sort of did a bit of very light sparring because he hadn't done it before.
Yeah.
And, you know, this was in Hooked, right? And he's like, take it easy. Because I've obviously been doing this for like a year or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't want to do it. I was like, listen, I'm going at your pace. Like, whatever you want to do, I'll do that. Because I've done it with people who are way better, you know, and still will be doing that. And you do shit yourself a bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, sort of just messing about. And then he's throwing overhand rights that if he caught me with it, would put me to sleep.
Oh yeah, Andrew, his big challenge on the night will be just settling himself down because he overthinks everything. Like if you do any live show of him, he's always asking a million questions. He's always repeating the same thing over and over again. His nerves come out very, very obviously, and because of that, I kind of give the edge to Conor Brennan. And also, Conor Brennan has some experience in kickboxing before. I think he's had a few amateur fights.
That's an easy one to switch over.
What
do you mean, like
kickbox? As in,
say
you were great at judo.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Sun striking and it's hands. It's hand striking, same stance, similar stance.
Yeah. Sean McAlevey, Pete Giffen.
I said this to you before. Pete had a better showing than I thought he would last year against Sean. I actually thought Sean would make easier work of him and do better against Pete, but Pete held in there and took a few big shots from Sean and just kept coming, like sort of like that Homer Simpson syndrome of, you know, gets clocked and that hurts your confidence more when you hit someone with your biggest shot and they're just standing there still like, all right, let's keep going. So if that happens to Sean McAlevey, and if Pete can take Sean Hegarty shots, I believe he can take Sean McAlevey shots and just keep coming forward and keep punching. The size advantage is pretty big too. Pete's had a knee injury, which will hinder him a little bit.
Sean's in
Thailand for 3 months. I don't think he's fitting much training in.
Maybe that's why he's there.
But yeah, he's just doing Muay Thai boxing the whole time on the gear, but on that Thai steroids. You know what?
Sunday World this weekend.
They don't drug test at the Ryan Garcia fights anyway, because he would have fucking popped for everything. Not you, Ryan. Sorry, I should have made that clear. But I would think Pete Giffen takes that one. I think he should. Not easy, but
I don't think Sean.
Yep.
I just think because Sean's out of the country for so long.
They were both on our team last year.
Yep.
And like you, I was very surprised at Pete, to be honest. Even up in Holy Trinity. I think Sean, I can remember Sean, he got his nose busted and stuff that time.
Yeah.
And he was like sort of shying away from punches. And
Sean has a big nose. And
does he?
Yeah. Like, you don't notice it, but see, that's a big target.
Right.
But every time he turns around, Pete'll have to duck.
But
qualified for headbutts.
and they do they still run the comedy club together?
Pete does it now because they're away, but then when Sean comes back he'll run it type thing. Yeah.
So you know, I think the closer you are to someone, the more of a good fight it can be.
I agree. Yeah.
You know,
there's emotional attachment involved.
Yeah. I think Sean will win that. I don't know how much Pete. I think if Pete really is training, I think whoever trains the most wins that fight.
Yeah.
And that's not the case with them all, but I think whoever trains the most wins it.
Yeah. The
last year Pete had a lot of nervous energy in the changing room.
Yeah.
He was like, I just had to go over and reassure him a few times.
And I think Sean was nervous because he's fighting Darren, who is older. Darren's tough. And they grew up. Sean knew Darren from growing up, and Darren would have been this like older kid, obviously, and that can get in your head.
100%.
Darren and James.
Darren Matthews and James McKegney. James is as Fosty knows from doing the marathon team with him. James is the hardest man to work out. He's the most laid back guy in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether he is very fit and he'd be great, or if he's not doing anything.
For me, as I see it on the outside right now, the easiest fight to call is Darren and James, and I would give it to Darren all day. I don't think James is like as intensely training as, you know, or taking. James
Darren's
is
tough.
Darren's tough.
It was he's tough.
Like,
But James is strong.
James is strong.
James is muscular.
stocky. Yeah. But like you say, James is so laid back.
But that may work on the night.
more relaxed.
He needs to
Nervous
learn
energy.
He needs to learn the fundamentals.
Darren's burning nervous energy, and James is just like, fuck it.
I don't think. I think James needs to get in quick to learn technique,
He's
style.
in tomorrow with me
Yeah.
Right.
on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Has James
So-
did any sparring so far?
No.
See, Darren's done loads.
Sorry, he might have. He's been going to Colin's place Saturday mornings.
Maybe they've done a wee bit then. Yeah,
So-
fair enough.
But I think he knows he needs to. He don't want to get fucking beat up, so I think he will.
Yeah,
But-
because
but-
Darren will put it on you if you let him. Like,
Yeah, but I think James could hit hard, but you'd favour Darren because he's done this quite a lot.
and also, you know,
Play
James has
sports.
that build, like a T-Rex build. Like, he's got the short, stocky arms, shorts, you know, flipping. Like, he'll really have to get on the inside with Darren to
Yeah,
land
yeah.
some big shots off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whilst Darren could just, you know,
Yeah.
flipping use the height.
Diona,
and reach.
Brona.
Again, Diona's such a height-wise and lanky. Like,
She's done white collar before.
She's
too.
did it before she got the experience. I don't know how serious Bruno's taking the training at all.
Well, I'll say this: Bruna was in here a couple of weeks ago. was she doing some? No, she was doing ours. Me, Bruna, and Andrew, and she's looking great.
West Belfast scrapper
She's
though,
a
Bruna.
fucking. When you talk to her, she's as tough as old boots. Like,
Oh,
Yep.
you won't cross her in the street.
No.
Oh, aye. So maybe she just lets out that bulldog a wee bit and just goes for it, like,
Will that
unloads.
be like when you have someone really tall fighting someone very short? Is that a tough fight to watch almost, or can that be a good fight?
Not gonna be a good fit because it's literally a style. It's two completely opposite styles. So Diona will have to keep her long, and Bruno will need to get in close.
Yeah.
So then it's a matter of.
But I
can
think
get
Bruna
close?
would be better at going like, fuck it, I'm just getting in here, taking
Yeah.
a few punches, but I'm going to get in.
Yep.
So it's up to Diona then to not let her in.
Yeah.
Punch her from distance on the way in.
Yeah.
Meet her. So she's like having to think twice about just walking in. Do you know what I mean?
I think that one, again, like you said with Pete and Sean, that one comes down to fitness, I think. Who's
Right.
done the more training, who's got the better cardio, because, you know, all well and good, you could be Brony and you could go in and start swinging 20 seconds into that. If you're puffing, it's an easy fight for Diona, you know, and vice versa. You know, if Brony just puts a lot of pressure on Diona and Diona can't back up and follow, you know, it's one of those. I at the minute, I slightly edge Diona, but, you know, anything's up in the air with that one.
She hasn't been in yet, but she has been doing stuff with Sean.
Yeah.
Up where
Oh,
they
Diona,
live.
yeah, she has.
We were actually
yeah.
going to win the day. Only I'm here, obviously. So.
Yeah.
What else?
You have, I think we're maybe getting to the main ones now, are we? I can't think of any of the other.
Right, so we'll
Colin
go
Gaddis,
Colin and Ronan.
Ronan.
It's hard to bet against a former fighter. You know what I mean? The especially one like Rowe, who flipping, you know, big heavyweight, has been in those situations before. He's not
He
going to go
looked
out.
stylish last
He's
fight.
good.
He is, and look, disadvantage is he's 48, so, you know, as you get older you lose that speed and whatnot, but at his weight, you know, it's about power. And
Plus, I think Colin takes over. You know, in general.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we'll get the workouts in and that kind of thing.
oh yeah.
So there's a baseline of fitness and strength there.
Yeah.
It's a really tough one to.
I'm picking Ronan just because I can't pick against the fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'd say-
but that's not to say Colin won't make a good show on himself.
Colin
That's not to
probably
say Colin
hasn't
can't
been
even
like
win.
competitively fitting, but I would say he's been in the ring for a few times, even like in terms of like maybe some form of MMA training as well over the years, just trying it because
Yeah.
like
Yeah, he's
Don't
level
just-
above.
that's what interests him. He loves
Yeah,
that
yeah.
carry on. So even like holding and in close and grappling and spoiling the fight, he could be good at that. And I don't think.
Neither of them are going to be afraid to just
Nah, they're not going to
get
be afraid
in with
of
the other one.
and just get him. But as you say, Ronan's going to be more fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going to be more relaxed, more.
He has the muscle memory.
Yeah, he's just
But
that.
either of them are capable of landing a punch that really hurts the other one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, two big heavy hitters, each of them, and it would be very scary if one of them did land a
Yeah.
flush punch on each other because it's good night luck.
Then again, Paddy McDonald almost beat Ronan last year.
Yeah, it's true.
Did he? What? In a dream? Not a chance.
He's the ultimate guy who's not fighting but calling people out.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
So you're going Ronan on it,
I'm going Ronan on, yeah. But I'm excited to see that fight. I think it's going to be fireworks.
right? I'm gonna sit back from this one and just let you talk it out because I'm involved in it.
Well, he's your coach as well, so he's obviously going to have bias too, which is fair enough.
Yes, sir. I know, but call it the way you see it.
The way
Sean Hegarty versus Shane Todd.
The way I see it is this: Sean is going to be very motivated to fight you. I think more motivated than he was to fight Pete, and that's going to bring out the best in him. Again, there is a bit of an age gap there, but I think Sean is still a little bit athletic, and he still, can move and things like
Still
that.
can move.
You know what I mean? Like, he's still got a bit of speed about him. Still got a bit of speed, is what I meant to say.
He still walk.
He's in a simmer frame.
Yeah. But it's a very hard fight to call because you are both mentality wise, you both believe in your own heads that you're going to win, which look, you should be getting into a fight thinking you're not going to think you're losing, but you both believe it to an extreme extent. If I were to talk to Sean right now, he would tell you straight stone faced, I'm going to beat the fuck out of Shane. If I would say to you right now, you would say I'm going to beat up Sean. Fair enough.
I don't think it's as easy as that because he's got good experience.
You playing mind games here?
I won't be doing mind games this year. No trash talk, no mind games. But he's done like 4 white collar events.
Yeah.
So I think there's more
pressure on him to perform. There could be, yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Sean?
I think it's going to, like, the way I'm approaching the fight is, I think it's going to be a real technical battle. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight at all.
No.
I do believe in Shane's capabilities, though.
Yeah, me too,
And I just believe that, obviously, when I just believe in my boxing IQ as a coach, and when I ask Shane to do something, he doesn't hesitate.
Yeah.
So I believe that I can exploit what Sean does wrong.
Yeah.
And when I ask Shane to do it, he just does it.
Knows how to
He just
execute.
trusts that it works and does it.
Yeah.
And
Coachable.
it works, and it's like
Yeah, which is the best thing.
it's a coach's dream.
Yeah,
really. Like.
yeah, the coach's
Sean Hegarty
dream.
versus the coach's dream.
I would say
I'm the coach's dream, the opponent's nightmare. That's what they're saying. Do you know what? I think I'm looking forward to it because I think it'll be a brilliant fight.
I think it'll be a challenge
think-
for you as well because I think he'll be a big step up
He's
from
fit.
Johnny.
I'm fit.
Yes.
And I love, no
Equal
matter
size.
what I do, I love a challenge. And I think, you don't get mess about with mind games, right? He is bigger and stronger, right? So he's more muscular, that sort of thing. But I love that
Yeah.
because it'll make me work harder.
But
and if I win, it'll be more satisfying. But I do think, joking aside, there is more pressure on his shoulders. And I think he would feel he has to win more than I feel like I have to win.
Yeah.
You do have a speed advantage, I would say, though. I think you're faster than him. I think you've probably got a bigger reach than him.
I have a bigger reach than anyone on earth. with these arms.
You do those fingers.
Then when you put the fingers into them,
Oh, if we were doing fingerless gloves, you'd be fucking.
I could probably smack him in Lurgan now.
On the night, anything can happen on the night.
I also think.
I'll tell you who wins. The spectators.
The fans.
The fans win.
Yeah.
I also think it'll be such a good fight because there is zero bad blood. I've known Sean for nearly 20 years, and we've never had a argument or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not had a fallout or clash on anything.
That's not what
So
he
there's
says.
no one.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
But no one's going into it being like
Hang on, I'm not kidding.
too G'd up or too
yeah.
angry.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think we'll both be relaxed,
Oh, I just gonna
and
enjoy
that's
it.
why it'll be a good back and forth.
Yeah, 100%.
If I had to call it today, I would edge it to you.
Right.
But it's going to be an exciting fight nonetheless.
It is.
Mickey v Paddy.
My honest opinions on this.
Mm-hmm.
Paddy has surprised me with his training. Surprised everyone and probably even himself. If
Yeah.
you'd have said to him last year, what he'd be doing this year? I think he's training nearly every day
Yeah.
and he's looking great. And
Absolutely. He's lost.
I sparred with him a couple of weeks ago
Yeah.
and he's already a month and a half out or whatever we are from the fight. It's more than a month and a half. He's fitter, million miles fitter than he was.
Yep.
And he just looks better when you watch back the fight from last year. And I looked at him in this.
Mm-hmm.
He looks better technique,
Healthier, just all
healthier,
Absolutely.
more confident too, probably.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be a far better version of himself. Mick is such a naturally talented boxer, and that's such a big positive for him.
Yeah.
His technique is brilliant.
Yeah.
He actually
agree.
doesn't
I agree.
mind getting hit. And I think that Paddy now being so fit and losing the weight starts to even it out way more
Yeah.
from looking at it on the outside.
If you were to tell me to call this fight last year, I'd have said easy pick Mick. But seeing Paddy lose the weight, dedicate himself to the training, that's going to make him feel good, perform better. I do think he's taken it way more serious this year than he did last year.
aye.
And it's much more difficult to call now. Mickey's been in Australia, you know, how much is he looking after himself, his diet, his drinking, all that sort of carry on that he does.
He is sparring, like, you know, we've seen.
He is sparring, he's doing it, and he's sending me stuff, and he's going, look, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm like, oh,
He
class.
landed in the clip he sent us, he landed a big juicy shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has that in the
did.
locker like that.
That's what I mean. He has that, and it's like he's capable of relying on his technique and his abilities to be like a natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, can that carry you through 3 rounds
Yep.
at a decent pace
Yep.
with someone who has been training and looking after themselves?
Yeah.
So like, it's going to be a battle of like, if he can sustain that 3-round pace, then it can be a completely different fight. But if he can't, there's no point in being good for 1 round. Because we all seen last year, Paddy can take a punch. Like,
Yeah.
he'll take the punches that Mickey's going to land, because he took it off Ronan, and he still, in wee bursts, he still come back unfit and try to give it another go.
Yeah.
So like, this year, being fit, being healthy, losing the weight, it could be a fucking whole different ballgame. Like.
Call.
Look, I think it's Mickey's fight to lose, and I think it's Mickey's. The reason I say that is because I do favour Mickey, but I only favour him if he's training right, eating right, looking after himself, looking after his body, getting well rested. If Mickey does those things, I think he takes it. If he doesn't do those things, I think there's no reason why Paddy can't capitalise and take advantage of that.
I think it'll be a great fight.
I think it'll be a fantastic. Is that the main event? Are we allowed to say a main event yet? No.
I don't know, that or Colin Rowe, I think.
Yeah. Great fight. Wish the best of luck to everyone who's fighting and performing on the night. I can't wait to see it all, watch it all, see who proves me wrong, proves me right, and it'll be good crack.
Best pundit in the game.
There you go, guys.
We bunts.
Tell you that.
We Steve
I'd be
Bunce.
opening a betting
Steve
table
Bunce,
at the event.
Steven!
Yeah,
Someone needs to go on a betting book.
we should. Why don't we do? It'd be good
It's
to do.
illegal.
We could do one for charity if
It's illegal.
no, I mean like
Why do we
license.
not run a gambling?
You need license.
my dad does it every wedding we go to. Should I say that?
What's a bet on?
Oh,
Be the
whatever's
force
happening.
before the night's out.
Yeah, who can buck a bread first?
Aaron, thank you for your.
Buck a bread.
Thank you.
That's the name of the betting, right?
Thank you for your expert insight.
I can't wait for everyone to be angry at me because I didn't pick them.
Yeah.
That's going to be great. Everything I say, I'm just literally just being honest and calling it as. Don't get offended. Don't like them. Literally, and I could be wrong on every single pick.
Yeah.
But yes, you're well. Thanks for having me here. I
I
appreciate
don't
it.
think you will be. Sean, cheers as always for coming on, and just get it. Who do we need to text and ring to just get a big next fight sorted?
What's your next move? Yeah, I want this as well.
But that's the thing. Nobody wants to fight him.
No.
I'm sort of in a
Are you under Eddie Hearn?
No, I'm actually not. So, Eddie Hearn is going to bring shows to Belfast. He did say it. Obviously, with Lewis Crocker and stuff as well.
Why is Eddie Hearn not making Sean McComb at the SSE?
Because, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Well, we need
Like,
you need a dance
I can
partner.
make money. I can make him money because I'm a headline act.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I can headline now, like, and with the right opponent, I can definitely headline shows like
Dillian White.
Dillian White,
Yep.
Sean McComb.
We reach out to Turkish, that guy who's doing the boxing stuff.
Oh, the guy in Saudi Arabia.
What's it? What do they call him? Your Majesty or something? Your Excellency.
Your
The
Excellency.
We reach out to Your Excellency. We get you versus Jake Paul. Let's fucking get it going.
100%.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what? Pete Taylor phoned me yesterday and says that Jake Paul might have an interest in signing me.
MVP
Has
His
promotion.
promotions
Yes.
MVP.
based off the back of that fight.
Yes, he says we have someone who's going to run it to him, and because he's against controversy within boxing.
Yep.
Even short paying fighters, he's against all that shit. He calls out Bob Arm, he calls them all
Calls out
says
Dana
like,
White.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
pay
yeah.
your fighters, you miserable cunt.
Yep.
So we
Just like that.
Yeah, just like that. Same accent.
Yeah, yeah.
You fucking rat. So like,
So there's opportunity there.
if something like that comes off, it could be big, like, be
Yeah.
massive, because he'll always put the money up for a big opponent to accept it.
Yeah.
Okay, the minute when they fight me, but when the money's on the table, they're like, fuck it, I have to.
Do you know what I want you to do? I want you to, I don't know, if is boxing having a failure this year, just as an event?
I think it's in the Odyssey, in the SSE on the 3rd of August. I think something along those lines.
Right. I want you to have a decent opponent at that, and then the next fight is at the end of the. I want you fighting again in December, November,
I would like that.
November, December. I want you to have a winter fight against
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
You flatline whoever it is in August. You grab the mic right away. And you just go Ryan Garcia.
No,
You just
you call out. You have someone in mind
Yeah.
in the division. Someone higher in the rankings.
Just call them out. Let's do it.
Call
Yeah,
them out.
in front of that live crowd. That's
Yeah.
what we want to see.
That's it. It's only one fade away and you're back in the mix.
We want you back in that straight jacket in Jamaica Queen's Hospital.
Queens, shell tape the chair, strap the chair.
You should enter the ring like that. Just like, you know, like Tyson Fury does the
It's
ring.
standard
Your new
procedure.
nickname, Standard Procedure.
It's standard
Sean
procedure.
Standard Procedure McComb.
Standard procedure, sir. Sorry, sorry, sir.
Cheers for coming on. We've been training and are going to be training at Missile Fitness, Kennedy Way in West Belfast. That place is unbelievable. Aaron Butler should go take himself down there
I should have a wee
Join the
session.
After the
gym,
marathon.
sign up, reach out on
Because-
Instagram.
Yeah.
See anybody who goes, it's like a religion.
I see good results from it too. I always see pictures and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah,
It's a
class.
brilliant
The
space.
coaches are second to none.
Is that where
Yeah.
the Domino's is?
Right beside
There's a Domino's right beside it.
There
You
you go.
smell it on the way out. And know what it does? It teaches your discipline.
Yeah, it does.
Tests your discipline.
Yeah.
It
I'd be
tests it.
shit if you trained them and they just went straight into
Walk out
it.
and you're just like, oh, smell of it.
Yeah.
And I'm dedicated
Yeah.
to this shit.
Yeah.
And you just get in your car and you say, "We're a bomb mood."
So showing up today, guys.
James Blunt. Bye, my lover.
Bye, my lover. Bye, my friend.
Let's see what you
You
do.
have been the one.
She would have done.
You have been the one for me. Bye, my lover.
Fuck's sake. I bet on Sean now.
And I'm still your hand in mine.
Let's get ready for tea with me.